thanks for joining me on Close and Conquer. I'm really excited to have my guest here today. We have a lot of amazing people lately. I had not met this gentleman until recently, so Cris Carter is with us. How you doing, man?
Very good, bro.
Thanks for being here. And, we were talking a little bit. We're getting rolling, and I'm really excited. First of all, y'all can understand that when I was growing up, and I was doing a podcast with Shannon Sharp recently. He was educating me on this. I said, why is football so different fan base wise? Like, we were talking about this stuff, and he's like, because football fans follow a team. And I was like, all right. But then I'm like, I must be different because I followed players. I'm just telling you, like, I grew up in Connecticut.
Yes.
I didn't like the Patriots. I didn't like Giants. I hate any of them. I just like watch teams. And the greatest fantasy football team I've ever had in my entire life, the only time I've ever won a fantasy football league. I don't play fantasy football anymore, but when I was younger, I liked to play it. Guess who was on that fantasy football team? You.
Myself.
You?
Jerry Rice.
No. I had three of you from one team, and I won. From one team. Who's the other wide receiver I had from the team?
Moss.
Who was quarterback?
Cunningham.
Yeah.
98.
Yes. What a year. Won me a lot of money. So I grew up watching you, and I really love watching what you did and you competed. And I want to talk today. First of all, I want to talk about you because there's a lot of amazing things you've done. I look at how different, being at 51, look how different the league is today for me as a layperson than it was before. Were you at the Combine?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, can you talk to us about that? Like just the Combine today compared to whenever that was that you were running and doing your thing back in the day?
Yeah.
What's a big...
1987, I came into the league.
You still look like you can play, by the way, today.
No,
but I'm just saying
it's a young man's game.
I know, but I'm just saying to me, you look like you still play.
Well, it's
I ain't covering you.
Yeah, no problem. I'll take that. 1987 came in the league. I'm very, very fortunate to be associated with the NFL for the last 5 decades.
Okay.
Played 16 years in the league, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2001, 2002. I'm retired. After that, 17 years with the broadcast partners, that being Fox, ESPN, HBO, and the last 4 years working through the league office, through player development, through our Legends program. So I've been very, very fortunate. There's certain assignments I have during the year, Super Bowl, but one of the best things is being at the Combine. And you're able to mentor. We had, I think, 35 wide receivers, myself and TJ Husmanzada. We split it up, so we have 18 to 20 of them.
So we all know who gets invited to the Combine.
The top 350 players in football.
How many of those will get drafted?
I think 85, 90% of the Combine kids
are
get
going to be drafted.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have the cream of the crop.
Got it.
Like, so, now with the NIL, some guys are staying in college a little bit longer. So the bottom, say 50, are guys typically who wouldn't be invited, but are draftable players. So it's a unique blend, but great experience. What they do for the players, seeing all the players one location, seeing all the different body types, and seeing, the personalities, do they match up with what you see there? And it's kind of our first introduction, onboarding these young players into the National Football League. So it's great. It's great for us as legends to be around them, to still be able to see young people, be able to blend the past with the future in today's game. I mean, it's a good mix to get your career started on the right foot, and they bring us in to try to help them and then help them have a great week that they can get their career started.
Got it. A lot of pressure.
I
mean, because a matter of a second. I mean, like can you talk to us about that? The pressure that comes with it from a performance standpoint.
I think as an athlete, if you're going to thrive, pressure is always going to be there. It's like oxygen.
Yeah.
We all got it, but it's amazing during stressful times, certain guys breathe harder than other guys.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of they say that pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
Like you have to play well enough
to be
able to do something, to be able to put yourself in a pressure situation.
Correct.
I think that now with so much game film, and now they have the GPS, the trackers on the players during the game, so their overall speed is not as much as a mystery.
Correct.
Like you see the top players running 21, 22 miles an hour 20 miles an hour in college every single week. So they don't run a 40, their skills and stuff start matching up with the tape to make it make sense. So I think those are the things that are a little bit different, but it's still about ball players. It's still how tall is he? How much does he weigh? Body fat composition. How do the groceries look? Do you want to buy from a regular supermarket, or you want to go to Whole Foods and get organic, everything, and you have that, and you have every dimension of it, when you're at the combine.
So you talked about NIL, because we were talking about that before we got started here. It's like, to me, it's insane to think that guys are staying in longer, because you had said there's guys being invited. They're draft-worthy guys, but there's guys staying in college longer because of what they're receiving?
Yes. The amount of money. They're getting 7 figures.
Let's talk to these, because to me, when somebody started telling me that, I didn't know how much money there was. I didn't understand that.
And this is really the business equation. There's only 32 teams, so there's only 32 first-round picks.
Got it.
Now, the difference between a first-round pick and a second-round pick is drastic.
In money.
In money, it's drastic as far as the guaranteed money, and all the first-round picks have a 5th-year option that the team can pick up, which is a 20% increase after the other 4 years.
Wow.
So it's substantial on that 5th year. Now, if you're in the second round, you don't have it. You're going to have a 4-year contract, and you can be a free agent 1 year before the guys in the first round.
Wow.
So this is the thing. In the second round, say you're going to make around base salary around $500,000 to $750,000.
Okay.
A college can tell you, hey, you should stay.
Yeah.
We'll give you that in NIL. You stay here, work on your status to try to be a first rounder, but you don't lose anything, because we're going to give you the amount of money that you would have gotten, say, had you gone to the league. So it's a very good business proposition. And you see a number of teams, especially the blue bloods in college football. You see it happening a lot. I would say the team right now with NIL that have national championship implications with making players stay because the money is Ohio State.
Got it.
And I follow that school too, because that's where I went to school.
Yeah.
But their ability to get players, they got a couple Alabama players to transfer. They got 3 or 4 of their draftable players to be able to stay, and it will make a huge difference next season trying to go.
So
for
basically, from a business standpoint, you got all these proud alumni. You got these people that they're homegrown. They're there. They support the team. They're willing to invest in the team.
Yes.
Because we're talking about some of these schools, FAU, where it's just you're trying to compete with Ohio State. Who's another one? Ohio State, Texas, Alabama,
Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Florida State.
Is it true that at some point in time, after a number of years, that this group of giants, if you're a stud, you come out and you want to get paid, how do you get somebody to not go take $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million? Like, I'm just curious. Like, you're recruiting them wherever you're going.
Right.
And a kid, because when I was in college, if I could have gotten myself, it was a long time ago, but my mom didn't have nothing. So if somebody said, here's $100,000, shit, $50,000.
Right.
Come play. I'd have been like, you give me $50,000 to come play there?
Yeah. Well, the thing that I propose, and business is business.
100%.
And I have to tell
100%.
these kids now that there's a game of football and there's a business of football. And I'm going to try to teach you both. But I'm going to do not what's best for the logo. Like, I'm not going to do what's best for FAU. I'm going to literally do what's best for you. That's what I promise you. So if you get yourself in a financial situation and I feel it's better for you and your family, I will be able to put my blinders on and be able to give you advice out of that, compared to, because I know I've been in this situation. My mom had 7 kids before the age of 25, didn't have a skill, got kicked out of high school because she was pregnant, ended up going back, getting her GED, getting her bachelor's, getting her master's, teaching a lot of kids and everything. Very, very proud of what she was able to accomplish. But, we didn't have anything. She had an 18 and 30 rule. When you turn 18, you got 30 days to get and either join the armed services or have a scholarship. Those were the 2 options, for us. But we weren't going to be laying up there staying with her. So, I totally get it. So I keep the kids and what their interest is in the best interest. But when you get to the power conferences and the amount of money, the resources, and the NILs, and the companies that they have forming these NILs, I mean, we can't fight them. The mid-majors, like, we can't fight them. Like, it is a have and have-nots in college football. Mm-hmm. Like, it really is.
But there's also a lot of and again, from a business standpoint, I'm talking about just purely business when I see a lot of these schools, right? And I was talking to another guy the other day about this, different program, and I said, there are a lot of people that went to your university and graduated, and they're doing very, very well financially. Mm-hmm. But you got to find a way to go get the money, too. Because some of these schools are just proud people that are like, dude, I'll give you what you want.
Right, absolutely.
I'll cut you a check.
Yes.
Chris, what do you need? You know what? Oh, he's coming?
Yeah,
how much y'all need? $1 million? Let's get him over here. He needs
Yes.
2? Shit, let's give you 2. But we also, so you guys are, this is new and everybody's cranking. Mm-hmm. Ohio State, your alma mater, right? If you had to pick someone with the national championship this year, is that your pick?
They would be the favorite.
Got it.
Them in Texas.
And they've not been able to get by. They've been close.
Yes.
The last couple of years. How long has that coach been there?
He's been there 5 years.
Got it. You think he's the right guy to take him? He can get him there. Ryan's amazing.
Yeah.
Just been tough.
Fans and stuff are crazy.
Fans are crazy.
The fans' expectations at Ohio State are ridiculous.
Correct.
I mean, I think we lost like 4 games like the last 3 years.
And people still want to like.
And 3 of those were to Michigan. Or
Correct.
We lost 5 games last year, and 3 of those to Michigan. Like, and Michigan had 16 players, an NFL record at the combine.
16?
That's who we lost to.
I know.
People were bragging, hey, Alabama's got 12 players years ago at the combine. Oh, Georgia had 14. 16 players.
Did you go to the national championship game? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't go. I watched it, absolutely.
Okay, so I went to the game. One of the kids I work with played at Washington for years. Just graduated a couple years ago. 4 years started linebacker. First quarter, he looks at me and he said, dude, I did not know. And I said, didn't know what? He goes, how talented they are. Like I'm just watching this game like you are, but if you want to bet any money on something that's live right now, I love my school. We ain't going to win this game. We can't win this game. They're too talented, right? Now, Harbaugh's going to the NFL.
Yep.
And now Sean Merriman's not objective. He's a big Charger guy, okay? But he claims to me that with Harbaugh and the team they got, they're going to win that division next year. Beat the Chiefs,
Well, this is the thing. Like, you know, I made a living on TV, but I wouldn't say statements like that were just open-ended.
Got it.
Like, typically, I'd have 2 or 3 examples of the reason what they're going to be able to do.
Got it.
Now, number one has been like, okay, we've matched up well against them before in the past. And point differential, we got a new coach now. I do believe he will be able to make that difference. The impact that he'll have on the quarterback. The quarterback is a once-in-a-lifetime type quarterback. So
100%.
Harbaugh impact on him can be substantial. But as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are in Kansas City,
correct,
you better pack a lunch, baby.
So for a guy like me, yeah, right? No, but I mean, I was at the Super Bowl, and I can't, there's no shot. They were going to win that game no matter what. They were going to win that. Am I crazy when I say to myself, as a layperson watching these games, and I've watched a lot of football, I watched Tom Brady play for a long time. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know, like I watched everybody, and he's young. But when it's all said and done with what he's done at this period of time in his career, has anybody done that in that period of time in his career?
No.
It's ridiculous, right?
No, he's Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Explain that.
He's going to have the ability to win games like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But he has the uber arm talent and charisma of Aaron Rodgers.
I like that.
Like Aaron Rodgers is one of 5 of the best throwers of the football all time.
Yeah.
I mean, him, Dan Marino, John Elway, Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to leave it at 4 right now. But that's the kind of arm that he has. And then the charisma, the understanding the moment, running when I have to, pulling up, throwing it left-handed. Like you can't, that's that showman. You can't teach that.
Yeah.
Like you cannot 3 times in the Super Bowl, down by 10 points, 3 times champ. Like you can't teach that. Like this is Tom Brady,
correct,
the next version. Like Tom won a Super Bowl. Man. They had kicked field goal. They did it. Tom won 2 Super Bowls. Tom Brady. Won 3 Super Bowls. Tom Brady. He might be good. That's the team and everything. Bet
Tom
on
Brady,
Patrick
bro.
Mahomes
Correct.
the same way we bet on Brady. How much money would we have won if we would have been betting on Tom Brady?
I'm going to be honest with you. I won a lot of motherfucking money betting on Tom Brady. A lot.
Well, I've never bet on football and everything.
Well, but
I do know
Well, I can bet whatever I want. I bet a lot of money on Tom Brady, bro, and a lot of money on Patrick Mahomes because winners just win. But you talk about the combine.
Yes.
You can't see that at the combine. I mean,
there is no machine, bro. Whoever who creates that machine will be the richest person ever because the number one thing in this world is human capital and human talent.
Yeah.
But there is no machine, there is no test that you can look inside a person and be like, okay, I can see intellectual. Okay, all right. But how big can it be?
Correct.
How big is the building? 6-story skyscraper?
Correct.
Like once in a lifetime? Like that's who Patrick Mahomes is.
What's that look like? It's crazy.
Yes.
So I saw this on Instagram. Did Tom Brady really run the 40 at the combine? Was he there messing around?
Yeah.
Did he really run it fast?
Yes, and ran faster.
He really did.
Yes. I mean, but all he had to do was be alive. That other
Correct,
guy.
because that was bad.
Did you see that picture of that guy? Goodness crazy. He looked like Dracula. He had slept with Dracula the night before or something. Good. Sucked all his life up out of him.
That is true, right? That was crazy. So Colorado, Deion Sanders, prime time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, growing up, playing. So I learned early on at football I need to stick with baseball. My coach said bump and run. I said, I got no problem bumping. I can't fucking run. Bumping's fine. And then they run. And then how do I catch them? I can't catch nobody. So I grew up watching him play and watch y'all play. How do you think Colorado's looking obviously it's worlds apart. And he's got a lot of, I cheer for him. I want to see him win. I love the history. I love confidence. I love real life. I love faith. Mm-hmm. I love people to talk about their faith. I embrace the heck out of that. How do you think they fare this year, college football, the University of Colorado?
You said winners win?
Yeah.
Right. Prime is going to win.
They're going to win.
Now, the first thing he had to do is he had to change a paradigm. And that was what was going on there in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Like, they haven't had that much interest. They had even when they were winning, they didn't have that type of swag.
Never.
Like, so what he was able to do in that short period of time, even though they only won 4 games, the ability to be able to turn around their image. It take people a lifetime to do what he did. Mm-hmm. And then now to be able to put Colorado on the map of prospects in college and high school prospects and their parents to know, like, wow, you can accomplish everything at all these other schools. Now you can do it at Colorado. Mm-hmm. Now, from a personal standpoint, Deion is a special guy, man. Mm-hmm. Like, he's always been a special guy. Mm-hmm. Like, there's always been something different about him. Deion knows the difference between Deion and prime time. Yeah. And he knows how to blend it. But when he's with them kids, it's the most genuine thing that you ever want to be able to see. Now, the hard part about Deion is when you're uber talented, flashy, braggadocious, confident, people never want to say you're smart. Mm-hmm. And Deion is brilliant. Mm-hmm. Like, he really is. He's always been the way he approached the game, the way he watched film, the way he knew guys' tendencies, the way he studied football, the way he loves football. He'll never get credit. Too flashy to be brilliant. Mm-hmm. But his understanding of football and how to teach young people, like, his heart is into teaching young people. It just happened to be at Colorado. Mm-hmm. You know, he had a travel team years ago.
Went in and doing
loves the kids, and it just kept escalating. His kids kept, so he kept going up the ladder, and now he's at Colorado. I do believe that he has found his spot in college football compared to being a pro football coach. I believe that that's where he'll be.
Why did he pick Colorado?
Well, I think at the time there were a couple other opportunities. Yeah. You know, he's background Florida State. Yeah. That opportunity wasn't there.
And just mind-boggling.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
Why? I wouldn't say so.
Because they had coaching?
I think that where they were at the timing wasn't perfect.
Got it.
And I think that Prime needed another step. Florida State is big time.
No doubt.
Like, it is big time. And I think from Jackson State, another stepping stone or a place that he can call home.
Got it.
Was the right move for him. Like, I don't know if Florida State, if they would have been patient enough for him. And I do believe that he's learned some valuable lessons in this first year of coaching in the Power 5.
Yeah.
Like, you need a lot of bullets in your gun.
No doubt.
Like, you need a lot of players.
No doubt.
And I think this team will be very, very different than last year's team.
So you bring up, because we talk about this a lot on the podcast. A lot of people that watch this, a lot of them are former athletes. A lot of them are trying to run their own business. A lot of them are starting to understand. I get people to come on and they'll talk about all the things people say about them. And I go, dude, your biggest problem is who gives a shit? I know, but we do it. Like, who gives a shit? Like, that's mind-boggling to me, right? Mm-hmm. But it's hard for people because they get spun up and they get, to your point, with this pressure. That's one of the things I don't like about going to games. Because I was raised where if I said something to you, then I needed to defend what I said. I mean, if I said something disrespectful to you, then I was taught that I had to be able to handle myself with you. Just as you said it to me. That's how I was raised. I drive down the street, flip somebody off. My mom, dad, I'm at 14 years old. Get your ass out the car and handle your business. Like, you did this.
Right.
And this is how you're going to live your life. Be at games. And I don't like when people yell and scream and say things they would never say to somebody's face. They would never do it. You know what I mean? Right. And athletes, I've said this is my own personal opinion, right? I went to college to play baseball, thought I'd go back and play football, get a master's degree in psychology. But I watch people, and athletes, in my opinion, are asked to hold themselves to a much higher standard as it pertains to what people say about them and to them, or around them. Like, if I'm running one of my companies and somebody walks in and says, you fucking suck, and screams at me, nobody's mad if I get up and jack you up. Because that would be weird if I'm in my office, minding my own business. I'm doing some work and you got in my face and screamed.
Right.
But then we say to athletes, well, wait a minute. You're playing a game.
Right.
So the guys behind you cussing you out, talking about your mom, talking about your wife, talking about your kids, you're supposed to deal with it. How do y'all... Because I'm blown away. And by the way, people said about Deion, because first of all, a number of people are stupid. People don't like when people win. They have their own issues, too. There's some other reasons why they pop off and don't think he's brilliant, which that's, How do you teach, because you mentor these young guys. They come to the combine. Some play at Ohio State, so they're used to, some play at a school where there weren't many people watching or talking.
Southeast Missouri State.
And you win or you lose. Like, how do you help them develop that mindset? Because I'm blown away at how, as much as if one athlete responds wrong, everybody has a heart attack.
Right.
I'm blown away that I could never do that.
Okay, I'm gonna show. Well,
tell me.
You have chosen not to do it.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've chosen not to. Yes. I've chosen I don't want to do that.
Listen,
I don't want people to do that to me. Yes.
Right. Because your head controls your emotions.
Yes.
And you got a big head.
100%.
And your head has controlled your emotions for years.
100%.
So it's just a matter of what I am going to do and what I'm not going to
100%.
But as an athlete, number one, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Athletic ability is a gift from God. When you're on this conveyor belt and God's making people, he spends extra time on you than he did on other people. Same thing with intellect.
Yeah.
It's talent.
Agreed.
All have to be cultivated. Okay, so number one, it's not your right to be an athlete. It's a privilege to be an athlete. So when I'm an athlete, all right, I'm going to conduct myself like this ability is not mine. It's a privilege. And I'm going to conduct myself on and off the field as if it is a privilege. And that God would be happy with me how I respond. Because being an athlete makes me a special person. Now, I'm an entrepreneur. I own several businesses. I've done well in business and everything. That's not a privilege.
Correct.
That's a right.
100%.
I put my money down. My
That's
brother
right.
and I, we had great concepts.
You went to
and
work,
everything.
found good people.
Thank you.
That's right.
It's a right. So when you encounter me in that arena, you find a different fighter.
Correct. Got it.
Compared to this
Who
fighter
taught you
over
that?
here. I think that through life and being mentored by really, really powerful men, and realizing that, I've lived a charmed life, man.
Yeah.
Like all I wanted to do was play ball.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about an old throwback from the 60s if I didn't have any interest in anything else. But when I was younger, every book I read was about an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I spent a lot of time watching TV or anything was about athletics. To me, the dreams and stuff I had was about athletics and playing at its highest level. So even in doing that, I know that it was going to take something special. When I was 14 years old, I used to break into the stadium in my neighborhood, the biggest stadium in my town, in Middletown, Ohio. And my brother at the time was playing with the Lakers, and he told me Magic Johnson was running stadium steps.
Your brother was playing with the Lakers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Cris Carter.
Okay.
He's in the NBA.
Got it.
A lot of things in my life, I just happens. Oh, yeah, that's
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So he's playing with the Lakers, Magic Johnson. He's running with a 20-pound weight vest. He calls me and I'm like, hey, man, this Magic Johnson's on another level. He gets me a 20-pound weight vest. I walk a mile to the stadium. I break into the stadium 3 days a week. There's a guy, janitor, maintenance guy. He calls me every black, every N-word, every N-I-G-G-E-R, any
Really?
every word. Get out of here. You get. The moral of the story is never let someone get you sidetracked.
Yeah.
He would come on one side of the stadium, I'd go to the other side because I was trying to be great.
That's right.
Then I walked back home with the weight vest and everything. Actually, that stadium in my hometown is named after me now.
Wow.
So you never, ever let someone derail you. So to me, that's God's athletic ability. What you do with that athletic ability is your gift back to him. So how I respond in those situations is my gift back to him. And I just realized, just from a practical standpoint, when I was playing in the league, people don't yell at players who can't play.
That's true. Nobody screams at anybody, no bother nobody. Correct. Yep.
They only bother the players that can play.
Correct.
Okay, so you're acknowledging that I can play. But check this out. I'm here making money. You here spending money.
That's right.
Who the fool?
And money you may not have.
Right. So even when people say stuff to me, I'm like, you're paying. I'm working.
I'm getting paid.
Who's the fool?
To play the game I want to play. That God gave me the talent to play.
And then if they have a wife or something next to them, then you say something slick to them, embarrass them. So to me, it's still showmanship.
Correct.
I don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, you can eat. Oh, man, smile, man. Come on, man. Yeah. Take a breath, man. Look at you, man. Wipe your mouth, man. Look at you, man. Look at you. You're unbecoming. Come on. People go to sporting events and turn into monsters.
Correct.
Like they turn into monsters.
I've actually never seen anything like it.
Lawyers, doctors, and everything. Ah! It's like, so I understand that, but I'm going to play the long game.
Yeah.
And being in the arena and being on those fields and on those courts, there is nothing that could ever take me away from that.
Dude, I was at a Niners game. It was Niners Chargers? Niners Rams last year. And this fight breaks out, okay? And don't get me wrong, dude, these guys aren't really going to harm themselves, but they're throwing punches, okay? And they're like, and my buddy looks at me and he's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, no, just keep watching the game. Like, come on, bro. Right. We got this video camera everywhere. It's a no win. And all of a sudden, here comes a lady. She's going to intervene. So now I'm like, now, Chris, she going to intervene. One, I'm going to hit her by accident. So I get up, grab a dude up, scoop him up. My buddy grabs another one. They're bleeding a little bit. They really can't hurt each other. We break it up. They run away. Cops come about 30 minutes later. Security on the field's watching, and also they don't want to be involved either, dude.
No.
In today's world. No. So they finally come up and they yank this guy out and they take 3 dudes out. They really did kind of start to fight. Well, I look and there's a kid who's like 7. That's his dad. Now his dad's gone. Like, my dad's gone. And he's bawling his eyes out. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there looking and just thinking, like, think about that, dude. Over, you know what they were fighting over? The dude got in the front. He was taking a picture. Okay? He's probably 22 years old. The guy, he's taking a picture for half a second. The guy goes, sit the fuck down. So the kid looks at me and I said, take, everybody calm down. Come on, man. Like, seriously? Everybody calm down. But he would not stop. And this kid reacted, punch him in the face before you know it. But it's like people, and they left there, they wouldn't do that. They're in their regular lives. They get all amped up. Now, I also think that I'm also get weird when people, it's like life or death to them either. Like, I wanted my fantasy football team to win. Now, I bet a lot of money on a lot of games. And it did hurt, Chris. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it did hurt where I'm like, yo, this feels like life or death because I bet way too much. I like to gamble a lot. So I'm like, but like, you're watching the game, dude. There are people in Ohio State or any school in that their week's bad. Like,
right.
Dude, it's a game you ain't even involved in.
No doubt.
And there ain't no we. When they go, we lost, I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't on the team.
No, absolutely
there ain't no
not.
we. They lost.
Yeah.
You a fan.
Yeah.
The team you like lost.
Yeah.
And I would say, imagine
We
if
win, they lose.
Correct. Exactly. But you can imagine if you put that much energy and effort into taking care of your family, working hard at your job, if you worried that much about your daily life, that's always say people want to mentor and they'll start talking about business. I'm like, I'm killing it. I'm like, good. Who's the best player in the league right now? And they know everything. I go, motherfucker, if you knew more about your business than you knew about the standings.
Well, this is the thing. No matter what you're in, I don't care if it's a marriage. I don't care if it's being a son. I don't care. Business partner, athlete. It takes discipline to be good at any of those things.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So I always find out, man, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Are you trying to do something elite? Are you trying to do something special? Or are you just passing through life? Because I like staying on the elite level.
Amen.
It suits me well.
Amen.
So in doing that, okay, it's your marriage. It's your second marriage. It's going to require more discipline than the first one.
Amen.
Business, it requires more discipline. Like these discipline is put in any equation will lead you to better results. So whatever it is, to me, that's what it's about.
I love it. Hall of Fame. How was that? Man, I can only
I mean,
that's correct. I mean, I'm saying you're in the league, and then they go, you're in the hall. You're one of the best that's ever done this ever at this level.
It's really hard to explain, and it's the most humbling thing that's ever happened to me.
Really,
and even is high an opinion as you might have of your ability. You always do I deserve that?
You question that.
I just think that, to me, God could have made anybody a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't. I never had one dream about being a Hall of Famer. Not one.
Never once.
Even when I played in the league, late in my career, I did something and I got, I don't know what it was, 700 catches or something like that. And someone had mentioned at the time, like all the Hall of Famers, none of them had more than 700 catches.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I could just start to think about it. And
But you hadn't thought about it before then?
Hadn't thought about it.
Not once?
Not once.
Wow.
Not once. I'm really into trying to replicate yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing that I'm trying to do. Especially after, when you get life on the right track, I'm trying to duplicate the right track. I'm trying to do it over and over and over and over again, because even though I experiment, I'm into the results.
Got it.
And I know
Makes
this
sense.
right here, this equation right here gets me these results. And along the way, you have to always try to sharpen, but I was just into the results and trying to get it done.
So if you were at the combine this year, you were getting drafted, every coach in the NFL has to be good or they wouldn't be an NFL head coach. They have to be talented in some capacity, some better than others. But if you got a choice and you were like, I want to play for so-and-so, who would that be? You
In
get
the
to pick.
NFL?
In the NFL. Yeah. You're like, man, I really like to play for this guy.
Well, This one's fairly easy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Andy Reid.
Okay.
And the number one is because he has great empathy for human beings and for athletes.
He does.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know that he's got a couple sons in recovery.
Yeah.
And I've been in recovery.
God bless you.
4 years.
I've been in recovery 2023.
Yeah. So how creative he is and how innovative he is and how he attacks the defense like every game. Like there is no, what Andy's getting ready to call
because you don't know
what the heck he's in. And his sense of humor, and he loves the players.
Yeah.
Like he loves it, and he's going to challenge you. Like he's going to like people don't think he's a disciplinarian, but guys don't challenge Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Because he lays the law down, and he knows how to deal with even guys that have different personalities, some renegades. Like he's Andy Reid.
So then I'm reading, and I'm a business guy. So that's where my mind goes. And I look at Andy Reid, the Chiefs, Taylor Swift. That whole process brought that much of an additional fan base to the NFL.
Yes.
It did. Like it made, because I still can't, I'm trying to get my mind, that it made that much of a difference, that many people watched those games because she would be there that weren't already fans, whether they were teenage girls or it moved the needle that much.
If she had got into MMA, if she had gotten into that, what's that new slap boxing?
Slap boxing, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
She had gotten into mud wrestling.
People would have,
if she says she's going to outer space, like...
She's Taylor Swift.
If we just happen to catch it
Yeah.
with the NFL, but we're already in the NFL, so we're sitting
Correct.
back like, we don't need the optics.
Correct. You're
Already,
the NFL.
It's the NFL, but the way the NFL and the way it all played out to their benefit, I mean, they are a behemoth, man. They are a monster.
I know.
And then you put Kelsey, Ohio guy. See, we can handle a star like that, Ohio guy. Taylor.
Yeah.
Kansas City. Because it's not like some big, they're with the Rams, they're in Vegas.
Yeah,
it's like New York. It's like, no, they're in Kansas City, right in the middle of America.
Mm-hmm.
And people ate that up because they didn't think Kansas City was going to win.
Correct.
So it went full circle.
Yeah.
Like this was a magical, magical year. And regardless, man, people still believe in love.
Yeah.
People still believe in celebrity romance.
Yeah.
All right. And it just happened that we had some quality football around all that.
Mm-hmm. But you got to be real big to move the needle on a behemoth. I mean, she's obviously because who she is. But I mean, the NFL is a marketing machine.
Yeah, I mean, Trav made the moves, dog.
Yeah, he did.
Listen, I'm just going to put it this way.
Yeah.
She's one of the top 5 famous people in the world.
No doubt.
She jumped on an airplane and flew 17 hours.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Now, if it was a guy, I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's a knucklehead. I understand
correct.
that. Yeah, that's what we do.
Correct. But, yeah.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Take that.
You got to.
Okay.
Okay, Trav.
And she's been around the world, too, now.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
Respect that.
Oh, all right. So FAU, which now allegedly I'm going to be involved. I'm going to help out because I'm really excited.
Ain't no allegedly.
Oh, I'm in now.
There ain't no
I'm
allegedly.
in now. We were on tape earlier.
Yes.
He's going to get his 10 wins. He gets $500,000, so we're good. We're in. We're going to make this happen. I got to meet the coach. We're not going to meet him. We're going to meet the head guy with you. When's that going to happen? Next week.
Next week.
We're doing it.
We have a team meeting
Nice.
Monday. We start on Tuesday.
We're going to get in.
And you're
God
gonna
is
be in
great.
practice
It's going to be the best
Tuesday or
podcast
Wednesday.
you ever did.
I
Yeah.
don't do
I know,
podcasts.
right?
Why?
I know you don't, but you're here today. But you said yes.
Because I trust a friend.
I know. That's good. I'm glad you trust a friend.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, first of all, I love talking to you. You're one hell of a guy. Obviously, you're one hell of a talented person. You provide a lot of perspective. Thanks for that. Guys, I know
I'm
you
going
got
to come back and talk business.
You're going to come back. No, we're going to. You come back whenever you want, bro. You're totally good. We're going to come back and definitely talk business. We're talking about all the things you're doing. We're going to have a great discussion about business, you and I, which will be amazing. And guys, you got a lot out of this. Cris Carter. Find him. He's everywhere. NFL, FAU, Combine. You even coached some high school football recently. I think your son was playing.
St. Thomas
St. Thomas Aquinas. So that's great. Awesome. And a great guy. You'll be back to talk business with us for all of our viewers here at Close and Conquer. Guys, as always, we appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share, get this to somebody. If you love this podcast, we'll drop another link to another one for you all. But appreciate you, Chris. I love you. I appreciate you. Brought a lot to the table, man.
Thanks, bro.
Means a lot. Thanks for joining me.
All right, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks.